How's it going, folks? So another month has passed. Can you believe it? We're already more than a month into 2023. But so I'm going to be telling y'all my top albums of January 2023. Now, if y'all saw my channel updates video I did not too long ago, y'all know that I will no longer be counting down my best songs or anything like that for these videos anymore. I just needed to free up a little bit of time for myself. I still listen to probably the same amount of songs, but going through uh, everything, trying to figure out my top songs and all that kind of stuff, it really has freed me up quite a bit to do some other things. But so what I'm doing instead is down in down in the description below, I'm listing all of the songs I listened to off channel that I found to be noteworthy, that I liked, that I took notice of. I'm not including any songs that I did a reaction to because there's a reaction. You can check that out and see my thoughts on it and everything. But anything I listened to off channel that I particularly liked, or I was like, oh man, this is solid, or just like I said, it made an impact or whatnot. I'm putting all those down in the description below, as well as a link to the original video or lyric video or what have you. So you can just go through, see if there's anything that seems interesting or anything you may have missed. Click the link and boom, it'll take you right to the song. And you can check that out so you can see what I was kind of digging off channel. And all I ask is if you go down there, you click a link and you go to the video or whatnot for whatever song. Just do me a favor, and in their comments section, just put in there, tell them that Power Metal Ranger sent you. That'd be really, really cool. But anywho, go have fun with those songs and stuff. There's some really great stuff there that I didn't get a chance to do a reaction to. So yeah, check that out. But now on to my top albums of January. And as y'all should know by now, I don't cover re-releases, I don't cover live albums, I don't cover EPs, stuff like that. I focus solely on new full-length albums. But January I was really, really kind of busy trying to put everything together for my best of annual video for 2022. So I didn't get to as many album thoughts videos as I would have liked. There were a bunch that I really had wanted to do an album thoughts video for, but I didn't get a chance to. So I'm not always going to do this, but for this month I'm going to do like an honorable mention section, so I can show you some of the stuff that I thought was solid, but didn't quite make it to the top 5, but that I wish I'd been able to get an album thoughts video out for it. So the list of the honorable mention albums of January are right here. And you may notice the first 3 tracks with On the Edge of Madness, Phoebus the Night with Ferrum, Fero, Feror, and Aeronwen with Aeronwen. All 3 of those I actually did get an album thoughts video out for. So go check those out if you haven't seen them yet, to hear my full thoughts on those albums. But the other ones that I didn't get a chance to do a album thoughts video for are Replica with Sangre de Máquinas. It's a really cool, classic kind of real heavy power metal kind of vibe. It's got a lot of grit to it. It really took me by surprise because I'd never heard of the band before, but really, really solid album. If you like that style and whatnot, I definitely recommend it. Next up is The Lightbringer of Sweden with The New World Order. Kind of like a melodic hard rock meets power metal sort of style in the album, and the melodies in this album with the songs are just really, really great. A lot of really nice solid melodies and great musicianship all around. Definitely check that one out. Next up is Silver Bullet with Shadowfall. Some solid power metal here. Really cool songs, like with the atmosphere and the lyrics, and quite diverse album. A lot of powerful melodies and powerful just musicianship in general. And it's definitely one that a power metal fan does not want to miss. A really solid record. Next up is Celestial Wizard with Winds of the Cosmos. This one's cool because it kind of blurs the lines between power, death, maybe a little folk in there just with some of the riffs and the melodies. And you know, it's just a really cool album. Like I said, it kind of blurs the lines between power and death, and you know some others. But there's some really great songs, some catchy melodies, and some strong symphonic elements thrown in there as well. Really, really good stuff. Next is Magic Opera with Battle of Ice. Now this one is kind of like an epic fantasy power symphonic metal sort of album. It really is quite the adventure. A lot of epic songs, quite the grand scope, and just really great musicianship and orchestration and arrangements here. So if you're into the really epic kind of grand power symphonic metal with some fantasy elements, you don't want to miss it. And lastly, we got Arctic Rain with Unity. This one's kind of like melodic rock with some shades of power metal. There's hints from time to time of kind of like Brother Fire Tribe vibes, and the vocals are really, really good, really great vocalist. And there were some songs in particular that you know I really, really liked, and there's a lot of ingredients here that has me excited for the future of the band. That the potential here for this band to grow and just get really better and better is just strong. So the force is strong with this one. So check that one out as well. So yeah, all of those impressed me, and the ones I didn't get album thoughts videos to, I wish I had, but I just ran out of time. But anywho, those are the honorable mentions. But now on to my top 5 best albums of January 2023, and in no particular order, starting with Twilight Force. And at the heart of Winter Veil, I mean, it's Twilight Force, really high production value, grand, epic melodies, you know, soaring vocals, excellent orchestrations, just, I mean, it's almost cinematic in scope and scale and sound, and everything sounds great, and it's just Twilight Force being Twilight Force, and I really, really enjoyed this album a lot. Just a lot of great moments. It's well constructed. I dig it. Next up is Beyond the Black with Beyond the Black. It's a really cool, very dynamic and diverse sort of album here, like a symphonic metal that, you know, powerful sounds and riffs and melodies backed up by very, very strong vocals. There's a lot of memorable songs here, a lot of memorable moments from the epic to the more melancholic, and it's just really, really solid outing from the band, so I really, really dug it. Next up is Skyblazer with Infinity's Wings. Oh man, I really enjoyed this album. It is just some true, straight up power metal that has vibes of classic mixed with kind of 2000s, mixed with some modern elements, but it's power metal through and through. Great vocals, outstanding melodies, a lot of memorable songs here, and I mean, like I said, a lot of heart and a lot of personality shines through with this one here. And again, like I said, I mean, it is just power metal through and through. I really, really enjoyed this bad boy. Next up is Crowne with Operation Phoenix. These folks really impressed me with this album because their previous release, I had really looked forward to it because the singles, I loved them so much. But I found that the singles were kind of the best that the album had to offer in the end. But with this new album here, Operation Phoenix, yes, the singles were really great, but the whole album is just very well rounded. It's kind of like you know, I mean, there's like melodic rock elements in there, but I would say more than anything, it's like melodic metal, melodic power metal, that kind of thing. A lot of great anthemic moments, great choruses, great vocals, a lot of nice fist pumping tunes, really energetic. And like I said, you know, they really impressed me with this album. I think the band is really taking it to the next level on this one here, and it's just well constructed, well rounded, and uh, yeah, I mean, it's just put together really well, and you know, there's no filler. It's just really solid. I enjoyed it a lot. And lastly, we have Dark Sarah with Attack of Orym. And this is cool because it's like a symphonic metal with a heavy, heavy dose of electronic and pop kind of influences here. Stellar melodies. I love the vocals. You know, she has such a cool voice that's quite unique and it suits the sound very, very well. You know, there are some aggressive moments, but more than anything, it's just very, very melodic, very peppy, very energetic. Keyboards are phenomenal here. And, you know, I just find myself with a grin on my face while listening to this and just tapping my feet. And it just really, really solid and well put together that you would think a style like this could potentially be fatiguing or wear thin, but no. I mean, they keep it changing with it is just quite diverse, even given what their core sound is. But they really expand on that and make the most of it. And it's a really great album. So those are my picks for the best 5 best albums of January 2023. All 5 of these bad boys are just stellar. So if you missed any one of them, you got to fix that real quick and check it out. But as you all know it, just like the Highlander, there can be only one. So I had to decide what my pick for the best album, the #1 best album of January. And my pick for best album of January is Dark Sarah with Attack of Orym. I don't know what to tell you folks. I really cannot get enough of this album. It just, it's so good. So, so good. And like I said, at the core you have like a symphonic metal with heavy, heavy doses of electronic and pop influences. And it never gets old because the band they take that and they work with it and they continue to do different things all throughout the album that really keep things fresh, really keep things moving. The catchiness is just off the charts. The melodies are wonderful. The musicianship is great. I mean, the keyboards are just is something else. And the vocals, she has such a great voice and it suits this style so well. I mean, this album is just beyond melodic and beyond infectious and catchy and oozes with style and personality. And I just love it. I just absolutely love it. And like I said, you know, there's some real standout tracks, but the whole album as a whole, it just works together so well. And it's put together so well. And I mean, you have standout tracks that, like I said, really kind of change things up a bit, like goth disco. That song is so awesome. It has such an atmosphere and it has such a cool style, you know, gothic and Halloween kind of style. Um, it's just so neat what they do with this album. Very creative, just great arrangements and stellar songwriting. What can I say? It's my pick for best album of January. I really can't get enough of this one. I absolutely love this album so much. I cannot tell you. So yeah, there you have it. Those are my picks, and that is my pick there for best album of January. So let me know, everyone, in the comments down below, what were your favorite albums of January? And like I said, don't forget to check out the songs that I found to be memorable that I listened to off channel down in the description below. Check those out. And I also listed every single album I listened to for January. I listed all of those albums down in the description below as well, so you can look at those and go check any of them out. But yeah, let me know in the comments down below what you were digging for the month. And yeah, just a great way to start out the year. Just an overwhelming amount of great material released already. And we're just hitting the ground running here, folks. So yeah, another great month. And that's what I got for you. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Sure do appreciate you. And I'll catch you next time. Ranger out.